Hi everybody, my name is Edgar Rodriguez and I'm the culinary instructor for the Grossmont Unified School District Adult Division. Today we're going to prepare a beet salad, and it's something that's in season, and I believe it's very inexpensive, and it's going to help everybody here at home get you the most bang for your buck in regards to trying to come up with a dish for the holidays. So I do recommend beets since they're in season, very inexpensive. As you can see, red beets is our choice for today. And I'm just going to go ahead and add it into our white plates, and it's going to contrast everything from the plate to the dish. And we have a perfect example here of our finished product. As you can see, that's something that we're going to be doing throughout the process of today. So anyway, we're going to add our beets, and we're going to put some right in the center. And the way I did the beets, I basically coated them in olive oil, a little seasoned salt and pepper, just so you could add the moisture of the beet. And I roasted them in the oven for 35 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once those came out, I took them out, I let them sit, and after that, I let them cool off, grabbed a rag, and started peeling them, made the process a lot easier. Now, I've added my beets, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab my cherry tomatoes, and I'm just going to go ahead and slice them in halves, just so they can get the right size of the beet cuts. Now, one of the things that I've told some of my students in the past is that you guys have to be able to change your mind and perception on how food is actually made, done, produced, brought to you by your purveyor, your distributor, and how you get it at the supermarket, since you don't know where it goes from the farm to the grocery store onto your table. And it's woken a little bit of consciousness into them, knowing the knowledge from this classroom, telling them that everything that you eat is not safe. Anything that's organic is not really organic. That everything's not easy as you see it as the TV shows, or those battling chefs in between to see who gets to finish the dish in less minimum time. It just doesn't really work that way. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little radish, and I'm going to make some radish rings. Now I'm going to do very thin ones in this mandolin, Japanese mandolin. And I'm just going to adjust it a little bit from behind and make them a little bit thinner. Then put them together. And in the center, I'm just going to puncture them and create a ring. And it's going to be more based on presentation. As you can see, I used my tool, punctured it, and it gave me this result. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to add it into my salad, which I season my cherry tomatoes. So, once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and grab my grapes, red grapes, green grapes, it doesn't matter. It's all on personal preferences. And then we're just going to cut them in medallions, basically coins. And it's going to, once again, go into our presentation. So just like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think that working in the kitchen or becoming a chef or being in the kitchen just is more on the amount of money that you make, and in reality it's really how much passion you put into it and how much you're willing to go through the ups and downs of the culinary career. Just like everything, it wouldn't be fun if it would be easy, and I agree completely with that phrase, just because nobody started from the top. Now, we're going to go ahead and add our shallot vinaigrette dressing. It just basically involves a little bit of sugar, a little bit of rice vinegar or champagne vinegar, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil or canola oil, your preference, and a little bit of seasoning of salt and pepper. As you can see, I've mixed all my ingredients together. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab my tweezers and place them on my plate just precise enough where I get to play around with the composition of the dish, so it can give me a better result in presentation, so when the guest receives it, they appreciate how much time and effort the cook or the chef actually took into preparing their meal. So if you have patience and you're passionate and you like to cook, you know, it's a really rewarding career, especially because you get to travel around the world and you get to meet different people from different ethnicities, and they get to tell you their experience, and that's where ideas come up from. That's why trade has always been a big deal throughout the history of mankind. Ever since they started discovering spices in America, to gold medals in the European Union. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm plating my dish, and I'm plating the radishes onto the dish, and I'm actually making it look more contrast with everything in it. And these radish rings are actually popping out a little bit more just because of the center of it. So I've plated my dish so far, and now I'm going to go ahead and add my prosciutto. My prosciutto is basically cured ham. Very nice, delicious, fatty, a little salty. This is actually going to go on top of my salad, and it's going to be placed around with tweezers just so we can get a nice curl on them throughout the dish. So yes, becoming a chef is rewarding, hardworking, and it takes a special breed just to get in the kitchen. And it's true with what they say. If it's too hot, then I suggest you get out of the kitchen. So I've placed my prosciutto already. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a little bit of my sesame seeds. I'm almost done with this dish, so I'm just going to be adding the garnishes. And I'm actually going to add just a little bit of the dressing on top, just so I can coat the rest of the beets. And the only reason why I didn't coat the beets with the rest of the dish is because they were going to stain. The last thing we want is everything to be red, and that's just really unappealing to the guests itself. So we're going to go ahead and add our chives, get that nice bright green color. After that, we're going to add a little bit of our dill. We're just going to place it around. These leaves are actually going to go very well presentation-wise and flavor. And taking this course will actually give you an idea of how food is made, where food is made of, how food became food, and what were some of the chefs, some of the most important chefs that actually came up with the brand ideas that we have nowadays, and what are some of the chefs that are actually shaping the culinary industry, not just in the United States, but around the world. Of course, we'll all give you knowledge about units, calculations, and measurements, equipment classification, ingredient classification, food and safety overall, and you guys will be getting your food handler card with the course itself. So we've already put our parsley, Italian parsley, for color, a little bit of flavor, along with our dill. And what we're going to do now is we're going to grab a little bit of pistachio nuts. Oops, sorry, I totally forgot about the Parmigiano. We're going to grab the Parmesan and we're going to just place it around the dish. Just so it can go very well with the prosciutto. Once that happens, we're going to grab our pistachios. We're going to grab a marker plane and we're just going to zest a little bit over it. And that should give us a little nice composition, more like gold dust on chocolate on desserts. Well, this is going to be our chocolate on desserts with gold flakes on our salad. Should give it a nice flavor. We're trying to zest it inside the dish just so it won't create a mess on the outside. And so all we need to do is just grab a rag and just basically wipe it across. Just a little bang so we get more. There you go. Just a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of pepper. And that should give us our beet salad. So this is the final dish beet salad that you guys are going to get from making this recipe, and we actually do more recipes in the classroom like this. We try to focus more on fine dining than casual dining, and these are some of the dishes that you guys will get once you enroll into the course. I do encourage you to actually enroll into the Grossmont Unified School District Adult Education Culinary class so you guys can learn a lot more in depth of how food is actually in today's world. Go to Foothills, go to the Grossmont Adult Education website and enroll. It's only for a very low fee. You will not regret. You will be learning more from what you did from when you came in. I guarantee you that. Thank you.